The assessment that I am reviewing is called the Cognitive Abilities Test, also known by its acronym CAT. The purpose of the Cognitive Abilities Test is to assess an individual's ability to reason with and manipulate different types of material that play substantial roles in everyday life, such as words, quantities, and shapes. There are many tests within this series. The primary battery is used to assess students kindergarten through third grade on 8 main skills. 1. Their ability to comprehend oral English. 2. The ability to follow directions. 3. The ability to hold material in short-term memory. 4. The possession of effective strategies for scanning pictorial and figural stimuli to obtain either specific or general information. 5. The possession of a store of general information and verbal concepts. 6. The ability to compare stimuli and detect similarities of differences in relative size, position, quantity, shape, and time. 7. The ability to classify, categorize, or order familiar objects. And 8. The ability to use quantitative and spatial relationships and concepts. The test used for grades 3 through 12 contains a verbal battery, a quantitative battery, and a nonverbal battery. Each battery or section is broken down into 3 separate subtests. The test measuring verbal abilities is broken into the subtests of verbal classification, sentence completion, and verbal analogies. The test measuring quantitative abilities is broken into the subtests of quantitative relations, number series, and equation building. The test that measures nonverbal abilities is broken down into the subtests of figure classification, figure analogies, and figure analysis. In order to administer the Cognitive Abilities Test, you do not have to meet special requirements or have any special training or skills. However, it is advised that the person administering the test must be familiar with the directions and procedures prior to the day of the test. Since this assessment has many components, it is recommended that it be completed over several days. If you are working with older students, one section can be given in the morning, another in the afternoon, and the final can be given the following day. If you are working with younger students, it is recommended that each test is done on a separate day. Each section, the verbal battery, the quantitative battery, and the nonverbal battery, are assigned 30 minutes of actual work time. The format of this test is fill in the blank, and the results are scored by machine. However, a hand-scorable edition is available upon request. According to the test booklet, results from the verbal and quantitative batteries are significantly correlated with success in school and are good predictors of academic success. The results from the nonverbal battery are significantly correlated with success in secondary and higher level mathematics such as architecture and engineering. Regarding reliability, according to the reviewer Mark Schreiber, an associate professor and pediatric psychiatrist, the Cognitive Abilities Test has uniformly high coefficient between 0.8 and 0.9 across all subtests and batteries determined by the Cooter-Richardson coefficients. The test booklet addresses 3 aspects of validity: content validity, criterion validity, and construct validity. Content validity is how well a test represents some defined domain of ability. The authors of this assessment feel that it does so accurately because the 3 batteries are separated into 3 subtests and the abilities that are being measured are clearly defined. Criterion-related validity is how accurately a test predicts specific outcomes as indicated by a criterion measure of educational or job success. This makes the Cognitive Abilities Test helpful if a teacher wants to see whether a given student is performing at a level of achievement that is appropriate or expected according to their ability level determined by the test results. As stated before, there is a strong correlation between academic success and the results of the verbal and quantitative batteries of assessment. The final type of validity is construct validity, which is how meaningfully a test describes a person in terms of a specific trait. A total score for all three sections should not be taken into consideration when evaluating the results. To get a more accurate portrayal of where the student is academically, it is important to look at the verbal battery, the quantitative battery, and the nonverbal battery score individually. Measuring evidence of the construct validity is shown through effective cognitive functioning. Overall, I have mixed feelings about the cognitive abilities test. I think that one of the strengths is how many aspects of cognitive abilities is measured. I think it will give an accurate portrayal of the student that is being assessed. Another one of the strengths is the ability to monitor a student's progress from kindergarten all the way through high school. With that in mind, I think a weakness would be how time-consuming the assessment is, as well as how organized every teacher and administrator needs to be when handling the assessment. If you want to have a 12-year-long portfolio of assessment results for every student, every teacher must do their part to update the folder and make sure it continually progresses with the student. Another negative about this assessment was the length of the background information and directions. It was overwhelming to be given an assessment with 20 different booklets and instruction manuals. Overall, I would not recommend the use of this assessment. There is surely a less complicated, less time-consuming alternative.